Hello and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be ranking countries based on whether they won or lost World War II. So I have 100% victory where they practically only gained stuff, they didn't lose anything. Won where they won but they suffered quite a bit of damage. All right is in the in between. They won. They didn't win but they didn't lose, and then losses, of course, they were on the losing side, and then eradicated is like completely destroyed. Then, of course, we have Switzerland. So, first off, I have Croatia, which would be a part of Yugoslavia, I believe. All right, so for Croatia and all the Yugoslav countries, I'll put them all together. But as for the country, they were invaded by the Axis in, I believe, 1941. So that didn't go too well for them. So I'll put them in all right. Next, we have Cyprus. I believe they're part of the British Empire. Them two, I'd say, as all right. Czechia and Slovakia down here, I'll put them in the same thing. They were invaded by the Axis powers, and well, of course, it doesn't go so well if you're invaded by the Axis powers. So I'll put them right there. Denmark was famously invaded in 6 hours, and that in the beginning that didn't go too well. So overall, I know they did. I know they were a part of the Allies. Well, I guess they were just enemies of the Axis, but it didn't go too well for them. I'm going to put them in a loss. Estonia was eradicated. They were invaded by the Soviet Union super quickly. Finland, I'm going to give them a 100% victory. They were a part of the Axis, and they held their own apart against the Soviet Union, which was incredible. And then the Axis invasion of the Soviet Union allowed them to invade the Soviet Union as well and claim some of their lands back. France, I'm gonna put them in the all right. As you may know, they were invaded, and it very quickly, which created a situation at Dunkirk. Next, we have Georgia, which was, I'll put it next to Estonia. Germany is, of course, going to be down there. Greece, too, they struggle some with the Axis powers, which is why I'm going to put them down here. Another Yugoslav country, we'll put it right here. Next, we have Hungary. And a lot of Central Europe was just invaded by the Axis, and that, of course, doesn't go too well. Iceland, I think they they were pretty good. Nothing happened to them that bad. Same too with Ireland, and then Italy was on the losing side, so we're gonna put them over here. Kazakhstan, I guess they weren't really there. I guess I'll just put them in the Switzerland role. Kosovo, Yugoslavia, Latvia, once again eradicated by the Soviet Union. Liechtenstein, a microstate. They're by Switzerland. I don't know what happened to them. So I think I'll just put them down here. Lithuania, also invaded by the Soviet Union, eradicated. Luxembourg, they're right next to Germany, so I assume that didn't go too well for them. Next, we have Andorra, in between Spain and France. Once again, I don't think all these small micronations participated much in World War II, so I'm going to give them there. Romania, I too think was invaded by the Soviet Union because they're right by Romania, which too was invaded. So I'm gonna give them the loss. This is this Indonesia? No, it's not Indonesia. This well, okay. Well, Poland's right here. Oh no, this is Monaco. Monaco is also another microstate. Then we have Montenegro, which was part of Yugoslavia. Then we have the Netherlands, Benelux. So, of course, when we think about the Benelux, what happened, we think about Belgium in both wars, what happened to them very sadly. But the Netherlands, they too were invaded by the Germans, and that, of course, would go there. North Macedonia, I think, was in a similar situation with Greece, and I mean, they were a part of Yugoslavia. Norway got invaded by the Allies and the Axis. Like far back when Neville Chamberlain was leader of the UK, and they were occupied for a long while, so I'm going to give them the lost category. Poland, we all know the story of what happened. Portugal, they're on the far left of Europe, so I think things went pretty good for them. Romania were Soviet Unionized, so was Armenia. Russia, I'm going to give them the wand because, happened with the invasion. Another microstate. Serbia was, yeah, Yugoslavia. Slovakia would go with Czechia, I said, because they were same country. Next, we have Slovenia, which I believe was Yugoslavia. Remember, in Spain? Spain was going through it at the time. They were having that civil war, I believe, so they weren't really there. So I'm going to give them, well, they weren't really participating, but like they were struggling, so I'll give them a all right. Sweden, I do not know their situation. They were probably invaded by the Axis, but for the most part, remain neutral. I'm going to give them there. Switzerland, we know where you're going. Turkey was not the Ottoman Empire. That was in World War One. Them, I believe they just won. Ukraine was Soviet Unionized. Let's see, where did they? So they're going to go, yeah, right down here. Next, we have Austria, which was one of the first countries to get invaded by the Axis, the Sudetenland. UK, they did win, but there was the bombing situation. Just they were the prime enemy, the Axis, so that didn't go too well. Next is Vatican City. Gonna go down there. We got another Soviet unionized country and another one. Belgium. Belgium really went through it both world wars, which is pretty sad what happened to them. And then Bosnia was also in Yugoslavia. And then as for Bulgaria, I think they were part of the Axis. So yeah, rather quick video. I appreciate you for taking time out of your day to watch my video. I don't know what I'm going to do next week. Something quick, something fun. I hope you enjoyed. Goodbye.